What a police officer could stop you on the street, search you, and detain you without any proof you did anything wrong. That's exactly what happens under stop and frisk. This practice allows law enforcement to temporarily detain, question, and search civilians on the street for weapons or contraband based solely on what they call reasonable suspicion. The legal foundation comes from a 1968 Supreme Court case called Terry v. Ohio, which ruled that police don't need probable cause or a warrant to stop and frisk someone. They just need reasonable suspicion that the person is armed and dangerous or has committed a crime. But here's the problem. What counts as reasonable suspicion? In New York City, stop and frisk became a massive policing strategy in the 2000s. At its peak in 2011, NYPD conducted over 685,000 stops in a single year. That's nearly 2,000 people stopped every single day. And here's the shocking part. 88% of those stopped were completely innocent. No weapons found, no contraband, no arrests, just harassment and humiliation. The data revealed something even more disturbing. Black and Latino individuals made up nearly 90% of all stops, even though they're less than half of New York's population. Young men of color reported being stopped multiple times a year, sometimes just for walking in their own neighborhoods. The psychological toll was enormous. People felt targeted, profiled, and unsafe in their own communities. In 2013, a federal judge ruled that New York stop and frisk practices violated constitutional rights and amounted to racial profiling. The city was ordered to reform the practice. Stops dropped dramatically after that. And interestingly, crime continued to decline anyway, debunking the argument that stop and frisk was necessary for public safety. But stop and frisk isn't banned. It's still legal across the United States. Police can still stop you based on reasonable suspicion. The question is whether it's being used fairly or as a tool for discrimination. Supporters argue it's a proactive crime prevention tool that gets illegal guns off the streets. Critics say it violates Fourth Amendment protections against unreasonable searches and disproportionately targets minorities. So here's what I want to know. Can a law that stops thousands of innocent people be justified if it occasionally finds someone guilty? Or does it do more harm than good to trust and justice in our communities? Drop your opinion below.